everybody, it's me. It's Nicole here. So today's video is going to be my scariest moment ever. So this actually happened the summer going into my freshman year, and let's just get right into it. Okay, the summer going into my freshman year, my sister lived in Chicago with her husband, and it was like 4th of July weekend, okay? My sister was like, come on down, you can stay with us at our apartment and we can go to Chinatown and do a lot of fun things, celebrate the 4th of July, and I was like, okay, why not? So my dad drove me down to Michigan, the train station down there, and Grant met me and my dad at the train station, and then I rode the train back with Grant to Chicago to meet my sister at the train station, and she was gonna pick us up and go back to their apartment. Okay, so I spent like a couple days there. We did a lot of fun things. Probably the best memory I've ever had of a summer. I just had so much fun and I'd love to go do it again. Anyways, it was probably, I want to say maybe like the 3rd night that I was with them, because I was staying with them for a whole week. We took the train to the pier and they were showing fireworks over there, and so in front of Shed's Aquarium we sat down like on the lawn with a whole bunch of other people and we just watched fireworks. So later that night, after the fireworks were all done, my sister and I took the red line back to their apartment, and Grant actually went to a 4th of July party with one of his friends, and they were just having like a huge party, and he was like, I'll just go for a couple hours, you girls stay at home, watch Netflix, do your nails, like whatever you guys want to do. I'll be home later. And we were like, okay, yeah, just like keep in touch. Like my sister just said, like, keep in touch with us, let us know like where you're at and stuff, that way I know like you're safe. And he was like, yeah, that's cool. Later that night, my sister and I were watching YouTube videos, and we were just like hanging out on their couch watching YouTube videos, playing video games and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, the lights like started flickering and then they went out. And it was around 11ish to midnight at this point, and we were like, oh, like, you know, it's probably nothing, because they kept on like flicking on and off, and then at one point the lights completely shut out. Like they just shut off. And we were like, okay, like this is just another like flicker, it'll come back on. And we waited like maybe 10-15 minutes and the lights never came back on. And we were like, what the heck is going on? So my sister was texting her husband and was like, Grant, like the lights just went out and we don't know what to do, because we thought like it was maybe just their room that had gone out, or like just that floor. But it turned out the entire block that we were staying on, their lights just went completely out. Because my sister, like when the apartment that they lived in, their window faced an alleyway, and in that alleyway there was another building, so it was like an alleyway, so you couldn't really see down the block. But we could like stick our heads far enough out to look left or right to see what was going on. So this guy was banging on the elevator door, like, let me out, let me out. And that's when my sister and I were like, holy freaking crap, like this is real. And we looked outside and the entire block's lights were just completely out. I kept on seeing police cars in the alleyway and stuff too, but we weren't really sure what it was. Grant was like, okay, like I'm on the red line, I'm on my way home. We were like, okay, good. So he's gonna be home any minute. And Grant had called my sister when he got off of the red line, and he was like, Ashley, there's no stoplights on. There is no building lights on. There's not even a street lamp on. There's not a single person on this block. There's no headlights. There's nothing. And we were like, holy crap, like this is scary. And so Grant started to walk, Grant couldn't see anything at all, and his phone was almost dead. He could not see anything because the entire block was out. And if you're in a city like that and all of the lights are out, what are you supposed to do? And so he starts walking like from the red line to our, like the apartment that they were staying at. And so to get into their apartment, there's someone at the front desk that has to buzz you in if you don't have a key. And Grant didn't have a key because we just like expected to let him in, or the buzzer guy was gonna let him in. He called my sister again. He goes, Ashley, there's no one at the door. Like the counter guy that buzzes you in isn't here. What do I do? And so he goes around back to where our window is facing like towards the back door, and that's scary. Like, that back door is so scary. And he got in that way, and he had to walk up the stairs with his flashlight. He said it was the most scariest thing he has ever experienced in his life. He's walking up the stairs with his flashlight, and he hears the same thing, like the same guy banging on the elevator door, like, let me out, because this guy was stuck in the elevator because none of the lights were on. And by the time Grant gets home, it's like 1 or 2-ish, and so there's not a single light on this block that we're staying in Chicago, and it's the most scariest thing ever. And so Grant finally comes to the apartment, and like, we're all just sitting in there, and the laptop that we were watching on was on Grant's laptop, and we were like, okay, we need to shut this off because his laptop's almost dead. It's the only light that we have. Our phones are almost dead. And it turns out that the only reason the lights went out was because someone shot a firework up the generator that was generating the whole block, and they didn't have a backup system, so they had to like manually go in it and fix the generator. And it was so scary, and I just remember thinking, how long is this gonna be? What are we supposed to do if this is for days? Like, what are we supposed to do? And by the time that they got the lights on, it was probably 3:30 or 4 in the morning, and it was so scary. It was the most scariest thing I've ever experienced in my life, probably. And I couldn't imagine being Grant walking through the red line with no lights on, and you're the only person in the city there. That'd be so scary. I just couldn't imagine it. Alright, so that's it for today's video, and if you would like to hear more stories, comment down below. And also comment down below what videos you guys would like to see, and subscribe to my channel. And I will have all of my social media down below so you guys can follow me. And comment what videos you guys would like to see for next week. And stay tuned for next week. Bye!